Is not wisdom found among the aged? Does not long life bring understanding? I'm just going to say a few things because our culture, to a large extent, has dealt with us with so much sentiment, which goes into the likes of things we see every day around us, from things like when an elder is speaking, the young should not talk. Then we take it that the elderly is exclusively wise in whatever idea, suggestion, or contribution they are bringing to the table on any matter, irrespective of how irrelevant it is to the current situation. So for some days it has been in my contemplation that this is not exactly always true. And I'm not saying that to say the elders are not wise. I'm just saying that gray hair or long age does not always bring understanding. While it is true that we live forward and understand backward, and that's to mean that you do certain things that you really don't know what you're doing or why it is happening now, but over the time when you look backward, you now know why certain things happen the way they happened. But when we're talking about certain situation with recent development and different other things that we have come across, one thing we'll find is that you have lived on this planet for over a century does not necessarily mean that your wisdom is applicable to what is happening in this present time. And it does not necessarily mean that because you have gray hair, your head is full of wisdom. Fools also live old. They live long. And that will bring me to my next point, to say that if somebody is not where you are going or where you want to be, irrespective of their age, it simply means they cannot take you to where you are going. They might be able to point you in that direction of where you are going, but sincerely they cannot take you there. I'm saying all of this to break every form of sentiment to what we have grown up to know and bring us to what is true, what is real. If fools also grow old, it then means that not every time you see gray hair that you account it for wisdom. And it means that if somebody is not where you want to be, if they have not been where you want to be, if you then follow them to take you to where you are going, it will more or less be like the blind leading the blind. And what is my point? Even as much as we gather here, if there is something you want to do or somewhere you want to go and you know I'm not there, I might not just be the right person for you to follow there, right? Of course, I may know one or two people have been there. I may be able to point you in that direction. Okay, call this person, go to this person, and that way you're able to get where you are going faster. But I might not just be the right person for you to follow to get to where you are going. I'll just use that as a scenario because truly that's where we are before we even talk about different other things and different other people in different fields at different stages in their life. It is my plan and even prayer that every form of tradition, every form of culture, sentiment, sayings and doings of the things that we meet around, that I will be able to break free from them. That is, if you are in Obandoko and I'm going to Adaton, the best I can do with you is you point me in the direction of Adaton, not necessarily you happy to take me there since you have never been there. And let me ask you, have you ever wondered why when you apply for certain jobs, they ask for certain years of experience? It's not necessarily because they don't like the new people that are coming to the field. It's because they know that if you have not done certain things in your life, if you are going to be doing it with them, then you are going to use them for experiment. They are going to be the ones that are going to be your lab rat. And nobody really doing anything worthwhile will like themselves to be used as lab rat. I'm saying to let us see that the ultimate way that will lead to the goal you are chasing, the path that will lead you to the dreams that you seriously want to achieve or attain, will not be based on sentiment. In fact, you have to defy culture many times. You have to go against what is normal in your environment, in fact sometimes in your family and what everybody used to know to be true. And that's why I have to bring that to us. Knowing fully well that you know where you are going, you know where you want to be. When you know the difference between asking somebody for a direction and asking somebody to take you there. And when you're asking for direction, many times, okay, let me ask, have you tried to board a bike before? And you notice the way the guy is driving that looks like this is the first time this guy is taking this bike out. And you ask them, have you done this before? And they're like, yes, but I'm just starting out or something like that. Most of the time, you don't want to continue with them. Not because you don't like them, not because you have any intention of berating them all, but the truth really simply remains that one, you prioritize your own safety. Secondly, getting to where you are going, to your destination, is also very important and crucial. And if that is true concerning your life goals, your dreams, aspirations and ambitions, then it becomes a responsibility of yours to not just ask for direction, but look for somebody who has been where you are going and take them and let them take you there. And this goes into who you call your mentor. It goes into who you decide to follow, even as a coach. You see, the interesting part about this is many times coach may not necessarily have been to where you are going, but they know what you need to do consistently for you to get to where you are going. But a mentor, on the other hand, has been to where you want to go, and while they know that their own exact steps might not be what will lead you to where you are going, but at least they have an idea how you can get to where you want to go because they've been there. Okay, your coach might not have been a billionaire in his life, but surely knows that for you to be a billionaire, you have to do business. And so they refer you to certain people, and then they teach you from what they know. Do this, keep your record, do this, do that. But when you go to a mentor, they don't just tell you to do this, do that. They know who and who to connect you with. They know who and who to call on your behalf. They know where to take you to that will change every other thing that needs to change in your life. They know what to do with you, for you, on your behalf, that will hasten and fasten your journey. But in all of this, what I'm trying to say is there is need for us to actually break sentiments, break cultures. Are they going to be easy? No. Are you going to feel like you are doing the wrong thing? Yes. Will there be people saying that you're becoming proud? Yes. Will there be people thinking that you are becoming intolerable? Yes. And many other things like that. And sometimes on your way, are you going to lose certain things? Yes. But the truth remains that if you can't let go of those things, the things you are looking out to may not necessarily come. So therefore, my own charge to us this morning is look at those things that are keeping you waiting, that are holding you in place. Especially when it comes to sentiments, that is, what will people think, what will people say. This person, I've known him for years, but it's not really going my way, so let me just still stick with him. And then the culture, that's how everybody around here have always been staying with this person. This is how they have been doing and stuff like that, so I have to stay. All of that are some of the things we just have to break first. So if all I've done is graduate and I remain in Nigeria, and you have plan of going to the UK, the US, travel the world, see, the best I can do is to probably link you to one or two people that have been there and tell them go. But the real people that can tell you what is happening in those places you want to go are the people who have been there. And so, irrespective of how much you like me, how much you love me, how much you want to be with me, it will be very wrong for you to say all that you feed on is information I give you about those places. Because irrespective of how true the information I'm giving you is, it will still be one dimension short, because that information is not first hand. And I'm saying to us this morning, whatever you have to go for, look for people who have been there, let them take you there. And when you get there and you want to go somewhere else that those people have not been, let them ask them for who have been there. Go to the next person who has been to the new place you want to be, let them take you there. I'm just saying this to help us break cultural stigmatization, or the cultural stigmas, help us break sentiment, so together we can always go to be where we want to be, achieve our goals, our dreams. If it ever come to a point where even as I'm here, I'm not where you want to be, please feel free to reach out to somebody who has been there. And if you think I know somebody who has been where you want to be, feel free to ask me to connect you. Feel free to ask me to give you their contact and let them take you to where you want to be. Because as much as we may like each other, as much as we want to stick together, at different point in time in life, we always have different ambitions, different purpose, different dreams, and to realize them, it might not just be one person that will be able to do everything for you. One person cannot be everything. I might be good at pointing you in that direction. There might be somebody else who is just exactly at where you want to be, and they are in the best position to take you by the hand and take you there. So that is my charge. If there are any sentiment that is holding you back from achieving whatever it is you need to achieve, please break forth from it. If it comes to that point also where I no longer have that value to add to you, I no longer have what it takes to drive you forward, to take you to wherever you want to be, feel free to stop picking my call. And if you want to be polite, just tell me what it is, and for this reason I may not be able to be talking to you again because I have to go here. And at the same time, if this Monday calls also become void of value such that it does not seem to add anything to you again, also feel free to just refuse to join. I'm saying all of this to let us see that many times our journey in life is going to be personal, and somebody that is relevant to your goal yesterday might just not be relevant today. And if you will achieve that goal and dream, it only makes sense that you relate with the person that is relevant to your goals and dreams today. And if it changes tomorrow, you also have to change and make sure you keep going. Gray hair does not always connote wisdom. Fools also grow old, and long life does not always mean understanding. That is my charge to us this morning. I hope that makes sense in any form. Any addition, subtraction, distribution, contribution?
Not really from my end. Actually, what you said last year, Shame I'm audible like this.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. What you said last about where you said it is very possible that at a point in life, right? Now one has to. It's not a debatable topic, right? Because we can't say all of us are focusing in the same niche. At a point, right, there will be a point of diversification where we go not like really go our different ways, but then we will now have a lot of priorities that will be different from each other, right? So, and you mentioning it today actually was kind of hammering on what I have been thinking too. Because at a point, yeah, we will have quite a lot of priorities, more than what we think we do, and that might even tend to kind of say, okay, for the time being, I want to pause from this engagement from the time being. I'll not be able to do this for the time being. I'll not be able to do this. It is right, and we actually really understand. But then, because I do not want anybody to, reason I'm saying this is I do not want anybody to pick that against you and kind of, okay, later in the future, you go have calls like this. I'm guilty, yeah, but then maybe look like say you go have calls like this and somebody will just come that, sorry, I cannot join again because of killing call like that. We understand that on the long run, in the long run rather, we are going to have priorities that warrant our time, that is going to even take more of our time than this Monday session. It's even because we still really never get a 70% focus. Okay, maybe some of us must have gotten, but me, I never still really get a 70% focus, something that takes 70% of my time every time. Now, why we still have this kind of thing? Imagine someone working, you have almost gotten to that age, maybe someone now doing a 9 to 5, or someone now doing, if you expect the person go there. But what I'm trying to hammer on is intentionality of growth. As much as we are willing to grow, that okay, this thing is what has taken me to this step, and one way or the other, if I keep up with this, it might not, if it can't be the same energy that we are coming with, but then if I keep up with this that we are doing, and I know that this thing worth it, then growth is inevitable. You get what I'm trying to say? So maybe we no bank on the fact that we are actually going to have priorities, but we should bank on the intentionality of the purpose that we are here, or of the reason why we are here. Do you get? So that's why I felt like you did not mention at that point, and so people will not use that. Okay, Davida don't talk. Say, if this thing no work in life, because someone might not even be willing to read me. All through last month, I was so, because I had a lot of things, right? I had a lot of things, and that was when the book challenge came. Normal me in a month, oh yeah, can right? But then, because of that, I was not like, normal that month I was not supposed to read, so I could have easily said that, oh, me we are no vex, so this month I have drafted my plans for this month, and I'm so sorry, reading will not be part of it. I could say that. And if I give you very good evidence, you will agree, right? So I said, okay, no problem, you are exempted, clinical like that. But I know that if I say that, eventually someone might come next week to give, next month to give same reasons. And once we bring reasons like that, eventually the whatsoever plan or the kidney go they die down. So that's why I had to put the intentionality there that, okay, even when I know that it is not really working for me at that time, but because it's a group something, we just have to do it. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's an example of the intentionality. So it might just be person who don't even like to read self, but because of we have tried many things in the past, and that's worked, it has built us. So we are trying to incorporate this into our learning schedule or learning plan. So we have to do it because of the intentionality. We know, like, so okay, I've given more priorities to training. Okay, maybe doing this course or doing this over this reading. Like, I'm using that reading for example. Yeah. So it might be in other form. Maybe I might even want to organize another challenge later. Yeah. We can be like, say, okay, because I feel that we are not going the same path. Okay, my own path is maybe I want to go into fashion, and people are going into academics and maybe tech. So people can say, because of this, I'm not going to do this. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's just the little thing that I want to add.
Okay, thank you for that. So let me say this. When I say all of those things, I think now I have to add more context for clarity's sake. Now, for what you have said, truly, if you don't belong in a kind of group like this, where certain things are discussed and certain things are done, certain things will not be part of you, right? Because the book, for instance, okay, let me just chip this in. Let me show you what it has also done for me. Because though I made up my mind before the challenge, the number of books I want to do per month. Now, but because I know that people will also report to me on what they have done, so it will be very wrong for us to have same level of knowledge for the same thing, and then they still come and report to me. So what difference would that make? So while everybody is doing 1 book a month, I do 4. So for that, as much as it's a challenge to everyone that is coming, it's a challenge to me also.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what this group is supposed to help us do is actually the core of our progress. And that's why most of the time when we're on this call, you will not see me mention any particular field as to what you have to go and do there and stuff like that. I deal with you yourself, what you're supposed to become, what you're supposed to be doing. So in such a way that it can be applicable, either you go to fashion, either you go to construction, either you go to tech, anything at all. And that's actually the core of growth, the core place where development and growth is taking place. So irrespective of your field, you are going to need something like that. Now, if I'm not in the academics, I'm not doing masters or PhD, which I may still do later, but I'm not doing that, but that's the field that's where you are in presently. While I may not be able to help specifically about you applying for a PhD or whatever it is, the right mind for you going in that direction, I can provide help in that area. So it's important, like he said, for you to actually think of it with intentionality and then bearing growth in mind. Because at the end of the day, what will be most important will not even be the field you are in. What will be most important will not be the exact work you are doing. It will be with the mind with which you are doing it. And that's what we are trying to build here, to make sure everybody is having the right disposition to whatever they are doing, to take the right step, have the right mindset, and stuff like that. So, here it is for growth, for development, irrespective of whatever field you are going. And as I've also taken it upon myself that if you all are going to become knowledgeable, have a strong sound mind, you are reading, you are making money, you are doing all of those things, I have to even do much more. Not necessarily that I have to be richer than everybody or everybody or individual person, but that in such a way that there's no time that we have to talk that I don't have value to dish out. And for those of us that you are leading one or two people already, you know what it is, that something you are struggling for, people under you can just do it easily.
Yeah, sure.
So, but does that make you unqualified to help them become the next thing they are supposed to become? No. But what that will just place on you is a challenge for you to make sure that every time they come, there is always value, there is always growth, there is always something you are seeing better than they are seeing it. So, the service that we can do for ourselves is actually to give excuse. When they called me this morning, the question I was asking Blessing and Glitter was, is today Monday? Because sincerely speaking, it did not occur to me that today is Monday. And that's just what this life is about. And as time goes on, the time of our call may still change. I mean, it can change to maybe later in the evening, and it can change to maybe something as early as 5 a.m. depending on whatever activity we are engaging. Because if the reason for this call every time is for growth, for development, for become everything you are meant to become, it will not now make sense that the same call that is pushing you to become whatever you want to be is now the reason you are not becoming it.
What? Yeah.
Because if
yes, like that is exactly what I'm trying to. God bless you. You don't talk with your own tongue.
Thank you. Because if I employ you as a developer, let's say I want you to develop an app for glasshouse waters, and we know the kind of maintenance that it requires, and let's say a client somewhere in Abuja or somewhere in the US is using glasshouse waters, and it's on the app saying his water is leaking, he needs somebody to attend to it presently, and he's unable to do that, and you as my developer, you are telling me that you are on a call, and that because that call is very important, you have to pick it and answer it before you attend to me, there will be problem. So that kind of a thing is one of those reasons why some of these changes will be inevitable. We should not be saying go, grow, develop, become this, and then at the end of the day we now discover that we are shouting go and grow, develop, we are now the reason that growth and development is not taking place. So for context sake, know why we are here, which is for self-optimization and realization. And when the time comes for development, for change of strategy, change of plan, change of time, and different other things, so that even this call can grow to a point where we begin to do the likes of seminar and different other things. We will not just be saying it for the sake of saying it, but there will be evidence that this is how we started, this is how far we have come, this growth has taken place, and everybody at the end of the day can say, thank God I was part of this. And that's just it. And without giving excuses and being being sincere in whatever we are doing. If you look at it and at any point you see that kò ní value mọ́, it cannot carry me at all, this guy does not have the value, the people here when they talk they contribute, it does not lead me to where I'm going, then entirely feel free to withdraw. But when you look at it and it comes to the point of your growth, your orientation, your mind, your development, self-realization, self-optimization, mind growth, and different other things, if this is still applicable, please stay and enjoy your time with us. And when you begin to do certain things in your area of specialization, any mentor you need, any career advice you need in that area, there will be one or two people outside of here that will be able to do that for you. And some of them I already know, right? So let's just do all that we have to do. I'm tempted to say something else now. Okay, let me just chip this in, that as we grow, the friends we know that we have, they are also growing and they are doing certain things. So by the time we need some things and certain people that have been following us, by the time they need people to take them in certain areas, some of those friends are going to be the people we are going to connect them with. And as much as that is not part of our discussion today, take your circle of friends seriously, right? And I have scenarios I can paint for you right now of people. In fact, I will just say this: there was a man who, I think I heard this from Olushola, I forgot the man's name, who was a tailor, and all the people that were his friend then, when he was doing his tailoring for 20k, for 15k, for 10k. At this level now, many of them are ministers, some of them are governors, some of them are prolific business owners, business moguls in the oil industry and stuff like that. And those are the people that are patronizing him now. Just imagine how much he will be charging now for each dress he makes for any of them. And beyond that circle of friends for the service he's rendering, now imagine that one of his own child or mentee or relative or anybody that knows him is now saying, but please, I want to go into politics. What do you think I should do? Definitely that person will know 2-3 people he can say, call this person.
Yeah.
You will know one or two and say, wait, let me call this person for you. And if you are saying you want to do business in the oil industry, you will know one or two people you want to call and say, go and meet this person. And that's how we actually build our network. Because many times the people that will come to us, we cannot give all of them money. Our connection is one of the things we will be able to give them. And so that is not part of our discussion this morning, but along the way it came in. Let me just chip that in.
Just sure. So, it needs to come.
Let's take it seriously, and whatever we are doing here, please, for the books, pay attention to it as much as you can. You are very busy, you are doing whatever you are doing, try and read. David, you are still owing me $10 because you have not done your review. Blessing, where is it? You are still owing me $10, you have not done your review. So that's
I think to see 120k. That one.
Go to send $10.
I will pay you $20.
So let's pay attention to that. This month we are reading books on negotiation, and I've told people the reason we are doing that is because either you apply for job, either you do business, either you relate with people, even when you want to toast a girl, whatever it is. Most of the things you do there is negotiation, bargaining, presenting yourself in a certain way and telling them this is the value that it goes for. And I want us to find, each of us to find a book on negotiation. Just read. For those who read on marketing, I believe at least, no matter how poor it is, you learn at least one thing from the book. And for negotiation, I want us to read, because the next one we might be dealing with human nature, because in every industry we go, irrespective of that industry, we are going to be dealing with people every day, every night. So do you know it when you are talking to somebody that is analytical? Do you know it when you are talking to somebody who is self-satisfying, or there's one English they use for them? Or do you know it when you are talking to people that are doing things because their friends are doing it? Different other stuff like that. But then, for the topic of this morning, please, break every sentiment that you have to break, but know the reason why we're here is because of growth, self-realization, and optimization. And then, to achieve that in whatever field, break every sentiment as much as you can. Thank you. Any other person saying something, adding something?
No comment. Thank you. Thank you for the words you dished out today. It was really, how would I say, insightful. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.